What do we got? I'd say a little over 60K a piece.
I thought it'd be more. I don't suppose you don't like to give me your shares.
Hey,
You're funny.
we're here, we're
No
breathing.
chance.
Anything after that's gravy.
It's just an ask. I got dibs on shower.
Whoa, Zen!
Hey!
Oh, you know how to be a gentleman?
I'm happy to watch.
Wants to get undressed, let me
Por el bien mayor.
The movie blasts off with action right from the first frame. We're inside a racetrack count room where money from bets is being tallied and locked away. But this isn't a normal day. A group of masked men storms the place, led by a calm, calculated professional named Parker and his loyal best friend, Philly, and the mysterious, stone-faced driver, Zen, on a simple-sounding heist. The movie hero Parker is not your average type of thief. He has rules. He never hurts civilians. He never takes more than agreed. And most importantly, he never breaks his word. Parker points his gun at the manager, but his voice stays cool. He tells him straight, relax. The money isn't yours. Don't be a hero. Give me the key and go home alive. The terrified manager gives in. Seconds later, the crew's loading duffel bags with stacks of cash. Everything is running like clockwork. But outside the racetrack, something unexpected happens. A man named Ron, an employee of the track, drives up with his wife and kids. When he spots the suspicious cars parked near the building, he instantly knows something's not right. He tells his wife to stay in the car and goes to investigate. The moment he peeks inside and sees a robbery in progress, his heart stops.
Someone's robbing the place. What?
Instead of calling the cops, he decides to rob the robbers. He grabs his gun, waits by the door, and when two of Parker's crew step out, Ron opens fire. Bullets fly. One of Parker's men drops dead. Philly, his best friend, goes down bleeding. Ron snatches the bag of cash, jumps into his car, and takes off with the money. But Parker isn't the type to let anyone walk away with his money. He started running and chasing them. The vehicle speeds through the racetrack, and in a burst of madness, Ron's car spins out and crashes into a barrier. Parker pursues the fleeing car onto the racetrack, weaving between the startled horses and frantic spectators. It's a spectacular, dangerous chase. Parker, without blinking, shoots the employee dead. He then calmly approaches the deceased man's wife, offering her a huge bribe to stay quiet and make the whole messy incident disappear. He recovers a portion of the cash, and then he walks away, stone cold, as if nothing happened. With the money secured and the threat eliminated, Parker thinks the hard part is over, but he's wrong. Later that night, Parker and the remaining crew regroup at a safe house. One man is dead, Philly is wounded, but the money's safe, or so they think. Among the crew is Zen, smart, confident, and dangerously charming. She patches up Philly, cracks jokes, and acts like she's one of them, but there's something cold in her eyes. As the crew counts the cash, Zen casually asks Parker, "Why didn't you kill the wife back there? You left the witness." Parker answers calmly, "She's a civilian. I don't hurt civilians." Moments later, Zen decides she's going to shower and starts stripping down right in front of everyone. All men freeze. Everyone started looking at her. That's when she makes her move. In one lightning-fast motion, she pulls out a gun and opens fire. The room explodes in chaos. Parker's crew falls one by one. Zen kills everyone, even Philly, Parker's closest friend. Then she turns her gun on Parker. He takes a hit and falls backward, crashing through a window and jumping into the dark river below. But some men don't die that easily. 2 days later, Parker wakes up, barely alive, covered with bandages, and lying in a small motel room. An old woman had found him washed up near the river and taken him in. She's been patching him up, thinking he's just some mugged traveler. Parker thanks her, but his mind is already elsewhere. He's not staying and not resting. He's got some unfinished business. And so begins his mission, not for money, but for revenge. Parker heads to see Grace, the widow of his fallen friend Philly. When she opens a door, she already knows. She can see it in his eyes. Her husband's gone. Parker tells her everything. How Zen betrayed the crew. How she took all the money and left everyone for dead. Parker tries to negotiate with Grace. Wants to give her 1/7% of the share that they lost. But Grace doesn't want the money. She wants revenge. She gives him one important information about Zen's partner, Reggie. Her only request, make Zen pay for Philly. Parker gives his word, and when he gives his word, it's as good as done. To find Zen, Parker needs resources. He contacts Grofield, a fellow thief who is running an experimental theater company. Parker gives him some information. Zen has a business partner called Reggie, operating in another city. Grofield gets to work tracking Reggie's movements. Later that night, Reggie went home from a night out. He gets into his car and realizes the driver isn't his driver. It's Parker, gun in hand, calm as ever. Parker asks Reggie, why is Zen doing this? Reggie spills the beans. Zen isn't just a getaway driver. She's a highly trained soldier who used to be part of a death squad led by Colonel Ortiz in her South American homeland. She used the racetrack money to fund a massive new operation. Parker tells the man he doesn't want trouble, just wants Zen's location. Before the man can answer, bam! A car slams into them from the side. Zen's men have found them. During that incident, Reggie dies and Parker pretends to be knocked out, waiting for the right moment. When the guards open the door, he strikes. One by one, he takes them down in brutal close combat, leaving bodies all over the street. When it's over, one man's still breathing. Parker fires into his leg and growls, "You're gonna take me to her." Then, Parker steals a car, grabs him, and heads to Zen's location. And just like that, Parker is face to face with the woman who tried to kill him. We cut to Zen, relaxed in a penthouse suite, discussing her next big job with his new partner, Bosco. Another massive heist worth $500 million. Suddenly, Parker walks in, gun raised. Zen doesn't flinch. Parker demands the money she stole from him. Zen smirks. It's gone. I spent every cent. Before he can react, Zen's new partner tries to play hero. Parker shoots him dead without a blink. Zen shouts and said,
I needed him alive, you idiot!
Then she drops the bombshell. They were planning to steal something far bigger, a priceless artifact called Lady of Arintero, a 15th century statue covered in rare diamonds worth $500 million, a priceless shipwreck treasure. Zen's country's dictator, President de la Paz, is having it stolen by the fearsome New York Mafia, the outfit, run by the brutal Lozini, a mob boss with a major grudge against Parker. De La Paz plans to display the treasure at the UN, then secretly sell it for personal profit. Zen and her old unit, led by Ortiz, want to steal it from the mob to give the money back to the people. Zen proposes a deal. Join her on the heist, help her pull it off, as she'll repay him tenfold. Parker hesitates.
You're lying. Why are you lying?
But $500 million is hard to ignore. He agrees to work with the snake who bit him. But he's not doing it for Zen. He's doing it to put a bullet in Lozini's plan. Meanwhile, we meet the real villain, a New York crime boss named Lozini and his right-hand man, Kincaid. They're already plotting to steal this same statue in a secret deal with a corrupt Latin American president, De La Paz. Basically, the president wants the mob to steal the statue so he can secretly sell it for himself later. Double crosses everywhere. Parker introduces Grofield to Zen.
Al Grover.
Grofield is the name.
I like Grover.
And forms their new team. Zen brings a bunch of flashy new thieves, while Parker sticks with one man he trusts, Grofield. Parker takes charge. The plan? They're going to rob the robbers.
We let his people do the hard part, and then we steal it from them.
Steal the statue from the mob after they've already stolen it. It's a heist within a heist. To do that, Parker needs the mob's exact transport route. They found out that Bosco was a gay, and Zen suggests they will hit Bosco's boyfriend's house, called Nick, and steal the documents. That night, Parker, Grofield, and Zen went to that place. Parker and Zen went inside while Grofield was waiting outside. They went to Nick, tells him Bosco was dead, and suddenly he's crying like a baby. Then they ask him, where are the documents that Bosco had hidden before his death? He emotionally replied, it's in the Mr. Bluey in his room upstairs. Then suddenly, the outfit mobs came, went to Nick, and asked him, while beating, where is Bosco? Parker takes advantage of that chaotic moment and goes to Nick's room and starts to find that Mr. Bluey thing, where documents are kept safely.
Mr. Bluey? No, you can't be serious.
Then he finally finds it: the transport schedules, security layouts, escape plans. But just as he's about to leave, Kincaid walks in. The two men brawl, brutal close quarters combat. Parker wins barely
That was close, huh?
Sure was.
and throws him out the window and escapes with the stolen files. Now they know how the mob plans to move the statue. Kincaid survives and tells his boss, Lazzini, everything. The name Parker sends Lazzini into a rage. These two have bad blood, and now it's personal. Lazzini changes the plan. He moves the heist up to tonight. That means Parker's crew has no time to prepare. Parker realizes he needs more muscle. He recruits married thieves Ed and Brenda and driver Stan. The plan is complex. The outfit will transport the statue, disguised inside shipping containers, on an automated MTA garbage train. They have to crash the train and steal the statue within 10 minutes. Later that night, Zen tries to seduce Parker, but at that moment, her jealous boyfriend Mateo rushed in and tied up Parker outside while torturing him with cold water. Zen went there and distracted them. Parker took the opportunity and freed himself. At that moment, one of the outfit crew went there to kill Parker, but he accidentally kills Mateo instead of Parker, and with the help of Zen, Parker kills that crew anyway. At the same moment, Lazzini calls to that crew, but it is picked by Parker and knows that plan is changed. The outfit is moving tonight. The UN robbery is happening hours early. This forces Parker's team to scramble, abandoning the train plan for a direct, high-risk assault on the New Jersey facility. Parker called Grofield. The team has to go now to the station. They're getting late. Zen and Parker race to the crash site, waiting for the train to derail. Ed and Brenda, posing as MTA workers, subdue the outfit's inside man and hijack the train's switchboard to derail it at a specific point for the snatch, while Grofield disables the train's brakes just in time. The plan works, kind of. The train speeds through the city, but instead of derailing, it keeps going. Parker and Zen chase it by car as it barrels through tunnels and bridges until finally it flies off an overpass and crashes to the street below. They rush in, tear open a massive crate, and find nothing but rocks. Lazzini had tricked them. Suddenly, the mob's gunmen swarm the area. Bullets fly again as Parker's crew fights for their lives. They've barely escaped as police sirens wail in the distance. They've been played, but Parker's not done playing. They are back at their hideout. Tensions run high. Everyone's furious. The score was fake. The heist failed. But Parker isn't done. He wants revenge and the real statue. He knows the only man who might still have answers.
But I know someone we can ask.
And who is that?
The guy who fucked us all up by not dying. Kincaid.
That night, Parker and Grofield disguise themselves as cops and storm Kincaid's penthouse. They beat up his guards and confronts him directly. Kincaid, terrified, faints before he can talk. So Parker turns to his girlfriend, and she cracks immediately.
Yeah, sure.
She reveals the statue was sold to a billionaire named Phineas Paul, who's currently dining at a fancy Italian restaurant. Parker and Grofield head straight there. They walk up to Paul's table in front of everyone, and Parker, without hesitation, shoots the man's companion right in front of him. Paul freezes, terrified. They drag him outside and throw him into their car. On the drive, he confesses everything. The real statue is in a vault at the Greenbrook facility, locked away until it's delivered to his mansion the next morning. Vault number 1. That's where it's kept. Parker decides they're hitting the vault tonight. The final heist begins. The facility, 2 guards are doing their usual rounds. Suddenly, a car crashes outside. They rush out to help, but it's a distraction. Zen and Grofield sneak inside, take down the guards, and let in Parker. They find vault number 1 and crack it open. Meanwhile, back at the hideout, their driver Stan is babysitting the billionaire, but he's drunk out of his mind and doing nonsense things. At one moment, Stan falls asleep. Phineas Paul uses the moment to escape. He went outside asking for a phone call from a stranger and called Lazzini. Within minutes, the mob boss and his men are speeding toward the facility. When they arrive, they find vault number 1 empty. Parker's team's already gone. They spot a car speeding away and give chase through the city. After a brutal firefight, Lazzini's men manage to stop the car and retrieve the crate. They deliver it to Phineas Paul, who opens it and freezes. Inside it, a fake statue, a cheap replica. Lazzini has been played, and now the truth comes crashing down. Lazzini races back to the vault, furious, and that's when he finds Parker still there, opening the real vault. Turns out Parker knew the first vault was fake all along. He used it as bait, letting Lozini chase a decoy. When the vault door opens, the real Lady of Arintero stands before them, shimmering with diamonds. Lozini storms in with his men, guns drawn. Parker smiles. He's already wired the statue with explosives. He holds up a detonator and says calmly, "You take one more step and this priceless piece of history becomes dust." Lozini panics. He tries to reason with him. He even offers to split the profits. But Parker isn't interested in money anymore. He presses the button. The statue explodes into a million glittering fragments. Lozini survives the blast, barely. Parker finishes him off with one final shot and walks out of the smoke. The next morning, Parker meets the remaining crew. They're furious. He just blew up $500 million. But Parker opens his hand and reveals a bag full of rare diamonds. He had taken them from the statue before blowing it up. He tells them, "The statue was a curse. I just removed it from the world." They divide the gems evenly. But Parker has one last stop. He goes to see Zen. She greets him with open arms, acting relieved. She tells him she's glad it's over, but Parker stays silent. He reminds her of his promise to Grace, Philly's widow. Zen pleads for mercy, crying that she's changed, but Parker doesn't flinch. He raises his gun, a single shot echoes. Zen falls. He walks out, places the Do Not Disturb sign on the door, and disappears. Parker has finished the job. He settled every score, avenged every friend, and took down 2 major criminal powers. Later, Parker went to Grace's house, gave her some diamonds from that statue, and told her he had done his job. He kept his promise. And that's how one of the smartest, coldest thieves in movie history turned betrayal into redemption and destroyed $500 million just to keep his code clean. Because for him, it was never about the money. It was about the principle. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share this video. See you in the next movie recap. Until then, Movie Mystery Lab, signing out.